Hi, this is Sanjay Gangal from MCAT Cafe. I'm here with Baskar Rajagopalan, product manager at CD-adapco. Hello, Baskar.
Hi Sanjay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Baskar, how's the show been going for you?
Oh, it's been great actually. We've been here for the last couple of days, and we had more than 100 people showing at our booth, and we got representatives from all kinds of industries, from oil and gas to life sciences, to aerospace. And of course, to some extent, chemical process industry as well. It's pretty interesting to see a whole gamut of industries, and certainly, we play a role in all these industries. So it's been wonderful for us.
So tell us a little bit about the company and what you guys really do.
Sure. So CD-adapco is the world's largest independent computational fluid dynamics provider of software. And we help companies to create innovative products with reduced cost and time, and that's obviously through the use of simulation. So our flagship product is called Star CCM Plus, and the emphasis is on computational fluid dynamics, but we actually do multidisciplinary simulation. So we go beyond flow simulation. We include thermal aspects into account. We include stress aspects. We also help companies to do electromagnetics, combustion, and a variety of things, including even chemical reactions. So the simulation is a very broad discipline, and we try to address all these things in a multidisciplinary manner.
Okay. And you mentioned that you play into aerospace as well as oil and gas. Can you mention some of the other industries you play in?
Yes. So, like I said, life sciences is one of the industries, which is basically medical devices, mining industries, and nuclear energy as well, and then wind energy. I mentioned about aerospace, so obviously turbo machinery is another area. So we got companies making chemical pumps, and when you talk about pumps is almost in all industries, from chemical industries to even food industries. So we have a use that's kind of very similar, but it's across the board. And obviously, we have customers who are interested in all of these different aspects. So our software is kind of a general purpose simulation, so it meets every one of their needs.
So it is simulating both airflow as well as oil or any other liquid flow?
Yes. So in a lot of situations, when you see, the flow is not isolated, it's not in a silo mode. Mm-hmm. So whenever there is a flow, most likely there's change in temperatures that's involved. And when there's a change in temperature, things may warp, things may not function as they're supposed to be. So our flow solutions make sure that they include the fluid flow, the stress and thermal aspects.
So for example, for a wind turbine, you would be simulating what the best way to make the blades of a wind turbine might be by doing simulations and retrying different shapes? Yes.
So when you take a look at the example of wind turbines, there's airflow, and obviously because the blades are so large, and because of the wind loads, the blades actually do deform. So we have a special integration with one of our partners, which is Dassault Systems Simulia. So we do something what we call as fluid structure interaction. So sometimes when the fluid flows, in this case the airflow, you have these blades actually deforming. So, and because of that, your fluid flow actually is changed. The airflow is changed. And so we take into account the deformed shape of the blades, and then in turn study how the air flows through the turbines. So based on that, we could come up with different design configurations. And really the idea is to cut down the use of prototypes. You can try all of these virtually on the computer, as many other iterations that you want. And when you speak of as many iterations we want, we also have an optimization module that helps customers to really reach their objective with all of the different variables and constraints.
Okay. And you're also using automotive applications?
Yes. With automotive, that's one of our largest presence, I would say. We have airflow around automobiles, inside automobiles, under the hood. You got, airflow to cool the engine. We got pumps. There's so many things under the hood that all requires cooling. Yet, you need to pack all of those different parts within a very confined space. So, managing heat transfer is something that most automotive companies do. And obviously they use software. and our software is pretty popular in the automotive industry.
You mentioned that your software works with SolidWorks, also with Dassault systems, Simulia. What other software systems does the software work with?
Yes, so one of the things I mentioned is with Simulia. That's a structural simulation where we do the fluid structure simulation. So we also have our products embedded inside various CAD software. And one of them is SolidWorks. We are supported on top of CATIA, Autodesk Inventor. We have Siemens NX. We have ProEngineer Wildfire, as well as Creo. So we basically support a whole gamut of CAD software out there, giving users the flexibility. It doesn't matter what CAD software they use, but we provide this window into this advanced simulation, something that's much easier to use, and that also provides tighter associativity with geometry. So typically when people do simulation, they don't just do one pass simulation. They go through a lot of design iterations. So when you go through these design iterations, you have to modify the geometry, and the best way to do that is within the CAD product. So that's why we have these CAD clients, and customers really want this kind of a module.
Okay. And does the software also work with sort of more stationary parts also, or more with moving parts?
No, we do with stationary parts as well. I mean, a good example is buildings, right? So when you look at architectural engineering construction market, you have, sometimes for city planning, right? You got a lot of skyscrapers. Mm-hmm. How do you know all these buildings have been constructed with proper, taking into account the airflow, so that you don't have, too much of these wind loads acting on these buildings? You got to be safe. So there is a lot of study done to understand how air flows around these spaces. So, I mean, in this case, obviously these are all stationary parts and they don't move, and you still want to make sure that they are aerodynamically designed. I mean, to make sure that they can take these wind loads.
Okay. Does the software work with any of the ArchiCAD or Vectorworks, some of the more architectural CAD type software also?
No, we don't directly embed on these products, but we certainly support these neutral formats. So we can read in IGES files, we can read step files, and a lot of our customers are doing that. It's a way to work with products where we don't really support. I mean, obviously there's hundreds of CAD products out there, and the one of the things that I mentioned are the most popular in the main industry that we play in. Mm-hmm. But for other products, we recommend neutral files.
And how can people find out more about CD-adapco's products?
Yes, the easiest way is to go to our own website, which is CD-adapco.com. We also have a significant presence on social media. I know a lot of people use Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Mm-hmm. They're pretty active. I mean, if you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/CD-adapco, we see that we have about 40,000 likes. That's amazing. People are really using social media to better understand what we do, and people can find all kinds of information. They can find latest events, webinars. We talk about our calendar contest. A lot of people submit their entries. We also post new images when we create videos. So it's kind of you can get a snapshot of what our products do. But for more in-depth information, we recommend that our audience goes to cd-adapco.com.
40,000 likes is pretty impressive.
Yes, thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Baskar, for coming over, talking to us. Have a great show.
Thank you, Sanjay.